Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Likewise, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Good,
How
good.
has the world been turning for you today? Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been. I this morning on my way to take my grandson to school. On my way to take him to school, I felt like my heart was racing. Well, I just started taking magnesium in the last couple of weeks, so then I felt a heat come from my neck down, and it just felt weird. So for about 2 hours, I felt weird.
So
You know,
let's back up a second. You started your master cleanse today.
No, I didn't start because of that. I was going to, I had my things, but I didn't. I said, you know what? That's a sign not to do it, right? Today.
Yes, but let's back up a second. Let's figure out and solve why you had a response that made you sit down. Let's back up a
But
second. Uh huh.
I was in the car when it happened. I was driving and I was at a stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my grandson, I said, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
For like, I say 30 seconds, my heart was palpitating.
Uh huh.
And then
Mm-hmm.
it stopped when I took a deep breath. And then from my neck to my shoulder, it was just like a heat wave.
Yes.
And then it went away.
Okay. So tell me what you ate this morning.
So I hadn't eaten anything. I had only water.
So only water. Any herbs or
Hmm.
anything like that this morning?
No, not this morning. No.
Any
Mm-mm.
tea, coffee, juice?
No, not till later on. I had some decaffeinated tea
Was that after your experience or before?
after.
Okay, so let's talk about everything before and then we'll get to the after in a minute. So no herbs before the incident. So let's go to last night. Did you take a deep bath last night with anything in the water? Did you take any herbs last night to prepare for today?
No, I did not, because I my plan was to start today and take the laxative, but I was going to go get the laxative on my way from work today. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So
So no laxative last night in your system.
no, right? Because I was going to get the formula 3s.
Okay. So let's back up a second. Let's go to speed it back up to where you were sitting at the light. What was happening right before you did that? Was it hot outside? Did you just roll the window down? Like, what were you doing before? Were you talking about something that was maybe a little upsetting or anything like that?
No, at that point I was just listening and waiting at the light. But like I said, my face got a little bit warm, and then my heart was beating fast. Then my face got warm. Then it went down to my neck. There was nothing that I can think of that can trigger it, but I was just sitting still, and it just happened. He was on his in his headphones, and that type of thing, and that was it. You know,
Okay.
so I don't know what that was, but I said I would probably do it tomorrow or
Okay.
Saturday. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
I am going to get my reset in there, but I'm going to make sure I'm okay.
Right, right, right. Okay. Give me
So
one second.
okay.
Okie dokie. Okay. I just had to move some people out the way really quick. So for those of you that have just joined us, this is a series of lives that we are doing in regards to the master cleanse. So this is the third day of the master cleanse, and the third day is normally the day that you step into your physical drinking of the master cleanse, right? So today is all about the support um, answering questions that have popped up emotionally, physically, spiritually, sharing your experience, things like that. So we have two platforms. We have YouTube, and then we have a private Zoom room. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth in between the two groups, as we are pretty much like nationwide trying to just help people figure out how to be well. How about that? So let's go back to, so there's nothing physically that happened to you. There, you didn't consume anything. It wasn't physically hot or nothing like that. So that's a good thing. So now let's go to the emotional aspect and questions for you. When you woke up this morning, was there anything on your heart space that was troubling or overwhelming, or you're considering making a complete like 180 and then going and doing something else? Anything that will stir any emotion. And it doesn't have to be chaotic or crazy or tense. It could literally be a conversation that you had, and when you hung up, you were just like, what the fuck was that? You know, it doesn't have to be anything traumatic. It can just be something in your passing, something you may have seen, and it created an emotional response. Anything like that? Miss Kim?
Yeah, I had to get off of my mute, but I did waking up. I was watching television, probably yesterday, something on YouTube, and whatever woke me up said you need to stop watching YouTube because certain things you watch is upsetting. So I said maybe I got to do that. But that's what happened this morning before I got out of bed. I was like, why do I do that? I just got to go back to weaning myself and not watching YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that did happen to me this morning.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about that. So we have a lovely Master Cleanse participant on the other side on the Zoom call. She was getting ready to start the Master Cleanse today, and she did not because she had some very intense heart palpitations happening, so she didn't do the cleanse. So we're trying to figure out, why is her heart doing that? Like, what created the flutter? So you go through the three aspects of being a human, which is the emotions, the spiritual aspect of ourselves, and then of course the physical. So we start with the physical and we start going through those questions. Did you drink anything? Did you eat anything? Did you put anything on your skin? Did you inhale anything? Did you swallow anything? Like, did you put anything in your system? Did you soak your feet in anything? Did you apply a patch? We go through all of that stuff. And if all of that is a no, then we go to the emotional stuff. Did you experience a conversation, or did you watch something, or did you hear something, go through all the senses, or did you taste something that created a very specific emotion? It doesn't have to be negative, it doesn't have to be positive, but your body responded viscerally. It responded. Did anything like that happen to you today? And she's like, well, actually, yeah. Boom, there we go. So now we don't even have to go to the spiritual. You can if you want to, but that's how you start like defining with clarity what is happening with you. You start with the physical, go to the emotional, then end with the spiritual. And then you filter through all of that. So basically she said that she had a thought that she should stop consuming so much YouTube because certain things do imprint. Well, actually everything imprints on you. And when you consume large amounts of information from all different types of resources, you tend to pick up a little bit of everybody with you. That's how energy, frequency, and vibration works. That's why you don't listen to everything. You just don't have I just don't have my radio on in my car. I just don't do that because that's somebody else programming what they think I should hear at this time in the day. And for whatever reason, they're going to put that, I will put what I want to put on and listen. As much as I can control what is going in my body, what I see and what I hear, That's how I'm moving. A lot of things you can't control, but a lot of things you can control. So when we're working through the master cleanse, one thing that happens is that you start omitting food, right? But when you start omitting food, unconsciously, you start going through like your Rolodex to think about things that you need to omit. Now, when you go back to your statement this morning where you were like, yeah, I need to stop watching so much YouTube, that was an omission that already started before you even picked up your master cleanse. You see how this works energetically? You're setting up the space to get clear. Spirit was like, okay, let's go ahead and move forward. We don't need to wait until you get it in you. You've already set it in motion. So unconsciously, you started omitting things like, yeah, I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm going to shift this around. Does that sound about right? Yeah. Yep. That's what it is. That's why the master cleanse is my favorite cleanse to do, because it does not stop at the physical. It immediately pulls in the emotional and spiritual immediately before you even slice that first lemon. It's already working. So when you start to put the master cleanse in your body and you start actually taking it in, get ready for another level up of information downloading, information being deleted, information being reorganized in the truth of it all and not the Delulu world that we tend to live in. Like things get very, 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 very clear when you start cleansing and taking in product like cayenne extract, spring water, fresh lemons and limes. It's the most phenomenal thing that happens chemically. It's really nice. It's really, really, really nice. Does that make sense for you? Gives you a little bit more of
it
like
does,
peace.
but like I said, I have to pay attention to why the palpitations happen. Wait, see if it happens again, but I could have been emotionally worked up, but I just don't know.
So this is where the trusting yourself comes into play. When you're cleansing, it's going to seem like a lot of doubtful things because, hey, you may have never done this before. You may have never felt this before, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing that I always like to make sure that my clients understand is that your default does not have to always be, I don't know. If you really think about it, people's automatic default is, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think? I would like to challenge you and encourage you to not step into this cleanse with that thought process, but to step into this cleanse with a clear knowing that when things happen, you're going to know why it happens. You're going to know why your body is doing that. Like at some point you have to just say, you know what? I know. At some point you have to do that. It's kind of like when you go through a training for being a yoga teacher. At some point it's going to click that you're a yoga teacher because you stepped into that role. So when you're doing any cleanse, it doesn't matter what cleanse you're doing. What you're doing is stepping into self-mastery. You're mastering yourself. So go ahead and act accordingly and say, yes, I do know what's happening. Yes, I was worked up. There's no confusion. You know exactly how your body felt when you heard or saw or ate or smelt. Now, if there is any disconnection with, Mo, I'm lost. Like, I'm trying to follow you, but I don't know like what I'm feeling. Or if you have a high pain tolerance for anything, that's not a good thing. Let me just help you. I have a lot of people say, oh, I got a high pain tolerance. Love, that is not good. That means that you are disconnected from your body. Hello, that's not a good thing. You should not have a high pain tolerance. That's never needed. That is never needed. You do not ever not need to know. That is never needed. Just like how you said, I don't know, you could easily say, I do know. And choose to believe that like you choose to believe this. That's up to you. But when you're doing the master cleanse, the whole point of the master cleanse is to master yourself. Hence the reason why I absolutely love the master cleanse, because I've written books about self-mastery. When you start getting colon therapy sessions, you are looking to master yourself. Honestly, that's what you're doing. It doesn't come up like that in the beginning. But as you start working with your practitioner or working with myself, that's exactly what happens. If you have a good person that's leading you back to yourself. That's the key. It has to lead you back to yourself. A good introduction or invitation is what I'm trying to say into wellness, into loving yourself, will always bring you back to yourself. That's how you know if that's for you, if it brings you back to yourself. If it's leading you towards believing somebody else's beliefs, stop for a second. Stop and reassess if that is okay with you. You never need to agree, because you are an authentic person. And the whole goal with the master cleanse is to pull that authenticity up and out. Because oftentimes, when do you ever focus on yourself? When do you focus on yourself unless you've paid for a cruise or you got a plane ticket somewhere? Outside of that, when do you really set time aside just to pour into you, just to breathe or just to listen? Not because anything is wrong, but just to do it, just to slow down, just to pull back and unplug from everybody. We don't unless we feel something is wrong. And the beautiful thing about the master cleanse is that, yes, you can do it in like 3 days, 6 days, 17 days, 21 days. You can do it like as a program, or you can merge it into your lifestyle and drink 1 cup to 3 cups of the master cleanse throughout your day. And that's just how you get down. Why not? I normally have a picture of something in my refrigerator. It's either going to be lemon jamaica, hibiscus juice with a lot of lemon in it. I love a lot of lemon, a lot of honey in that. Or the picture is going to be water with cayenne extract and aloe vera juice. Or the picture will be the master cleanse. And it's weird because I make a mean, let me just tell you, I make a mean summer sun tea. Okay, I'm from the South, baby. I know how to cut it up and make it pop in that glass. I can make it cold, I can make it hot. But the color of that beautiful libation, that's exactly what it is the same color of the master cleanse. So when my family opens the refrigerator, like, oh, we got tea. So they'll pour it, they'd be like, Mama, no, the master cleanse. I'd be like, yep, everybody in the house is getting ready to get cleansed up. Thank God we got 2 restrooms. Let's hit it. And then sometimes I, put a little extra liquid laxative in it, stir it up, just make sure it gets to where it needs to get to. So you can trick your family all day long. Go ahead and do it, and everybody cleansing, right? So yeah, you'll be fine. Miss Hazel over here on YouTube, did you want to share anything about your experience thus far? As you did the master cleanse a couple of years ago, and you began today with prayers and meditation. Yep, exactly. That's it. Prayers and meditation. That should be a regular staple, honestly. And if you can respond, Miss Hazel, you could just put a little text or whatever. Let us know if you have any questions, or if anybody has any questions on this side. You can just pop it in the message chat. And Miss Nicole, how are you, beautiful?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yes.
You want to share where you are in the experience, or if you started?
I did start, but I didn't get your email till yesterday. When I looked at it, I realized I actually do a combination of at least about 4 to 5 times a week. I do key limes, cayenne, black seed,
Yep.
and Celtic salt.
Yep.
But not the 8 ounce, like maybe like 4.
That's a lovely flush.
So so when I read it, I was like, oh, so I never did maple, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be sweet. So I realized, like, I was like, okay, I already kind of do that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I did do 8 ounce. I did another glass.
Okay.
Water.
Okay.
So I just did more cayenne than I usually do.
Are you trying to break up mucus, or what was your reason?
Since yesterday, I had a couple coughs, but like it's not productive. There's nothing come up, so I was like, oh. But yeah, just if it's some more in there.
Okay.
Because I did blow my nose a couple times. But yeah, just in case there's any more mucus.
Yes.
So I did a combination of key limes, and lemons, just to
change it up a minute. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I had energy. I remember you said something about wear, something nice or something that you.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I really wasn't feeling like dressing up. But I had to go take Camila to the airport. So I was like, what do I wear? And I was like, you know what? I don't wear a bra in the house. But I've always I want to not wear a bra outside. Like, I'm really I'm tired. And then I was watching YouTube because I wear wire bras. And then they were talking about, with the it's pressing on my lymphatic. I was like, shit.
And those are, and just to let you know that there are acupressure points all over our body, but there's acupressure points where the bra is, specifically like right here.
Yep.
When I do massage and I start working these points, women are flying off the table. They are flying off the table for good reason.
Yeah.
It's constantly being pinched like this all day long.
Yeah.
And then you have the weight of the breast over that.
So, yeah, that combination, listening to that, I was like, I'm going with no bra. And I was moving around and I could feel them. Because usually you don't
feel your breast. Exactly.
I could feel them. And it just, I felt more feminine.
Yep.
I felt more late. I was like, oh, this is, and to be honest, nobody was even paying attention to me, to be like, oh, she ain't got no bra on. So it was very freeing. And I enjoyed it. I was like, I'm going to do that more often.
Yeah.
And now all I have is wire bras. So now I was like, oh, shoot. Now I got to slowly.
Fenty got a lovely sale going on right now.
Oh, Fenty.
Wait, that's her makeup, the bras and stuff side. Is that Fenty? What is that?
She has that too. She has
but she has a sale on her lingerie side. Yeah, right now. On bras and stuff.
So I was like, okay, I gotta buy some more because then I gotta tell my mama and everybody else. But so I had energy. I went to the store, got some more. I take baths every night. That's another thing.
Yes.
And I always put Epsom salt. I switch in between baking soda, powdered milk.
Yes.
So again, I was realizing I already do this, not to the level. So I said, okay, during this time, I'm gonna just increase everything. Yes. So I did that I did one last night, and so I went to the store, got some more for tonight. But also, even remembering when you talk and you give measurements and things like that, that it's kind of like a reprogramming, because I think we're so used to people telling us how much to do and what to do.
Exactly.
It's really freeing to be like, I know you said that's a starting point,
but you can do whatever you want to do.
I need something more. I need, more of this or more of that. And so
Or less
like, okay,
this, less that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, Mo said this, and I was like, I probably do about 2 to 3, maybe at least 2.5 pounds of stuff when I take a bath.
Yes.
So I'm not too off of 5.
Yes.
But yeah, I've done a juice cleanse for 7 days, and I remember after that I was like everything looked clear.
Yes.
Like I was like, wow, and I did it on purpose. And so I was like, I'm gonna go more than a day because I can, because this is what I usually do. And so and then just my fruits and cut back on the meat, a little bit, which I'm not really a meat eater, but every now and then. But
I think it's safer now to not have so much meat in our system because we really don't know where the meat is originating from anymore now.
Right.
So I think just overall in general, it's just nice to kind of pull back a little bit from the meat.
Or even if it's meat, because a couple times I was like, I'm not sure if this is real meat or not. But
that part right there.
Yeah. So no, it was a good day. I'm gonna continue. See how far I could go, but yeah.
I love this. So I want to bring your attention to something. You have had this amazing time to really, really, really curate self-care and self-mastery on a level that most women probably would never be able to attain because we fill our lives up with other people's stuff and not our stuff. And what happened to you was your femininity started blossoming. You started taking the bra off. You started wearing lighter colors. I don't know if you noticed that, but your color palette has changed significantly. Yes. Your hair is softer. Before it used to be very rigid. But you also had a very rigid job that did not give you any space to be soft.
Absolutely.
Now that you have had this amazing time to just dive into being a self-care kick-ass guru for yourself, your whole entire being has softened. Even the muscles in your face are rounder and less sharp. I don't know if you've noticed that. If you look at pictures before this transformation and then look at it now, look at how your face is landing. Your face can tell you a lot about what's happening to that person, specifically women, because our face, it moves, it changes because women have water in their bodies, so much so that for 7 days you are releasing it. And it fluctuates all day long because we have breast and a uterus. So things are moving water-based wise that normally, or actually that does not happen in a man. Because a man is not made to hold the creation. In order to hold and curate life, there has to be a lot of water there. Hence the reason why women are not getting pregnant. Let me just say that. Okay.
Dehydrated.
You're dehydrated. You need to hydrate. But when you're so sharp, there's no room for smooth water to move in. Water moves in spirals. It doesn't move directly. Even if it's moving down a straight path, it moves like this.
Right.
Or it tumbles. You see where I'm going with it? That's how women are. Hence the reason why when you got enough softness in your body wanted to expand, but it couldn't because it had a bra on. And your body was like, girlfriend, we trying to be round like the earth.
Right.
Can we take this bra off? Yes. All restrictions.
Absolutely.
Out the way now. You have literally busted out all of your restrictions. Your hair, that's a whole nother level of contractual agreement with yourself. Your jewelry, your color palette, what you're doing to yourself you're like, I'm taking a bath every night. You're a mermaid now. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You're a mermaid. It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Like this is, and once you start getting that master cleanse into your bloodstream for about 2 days, that's going to take you into a whole nother stratosphere I guarantee it. Reach out to me if you want. I would be a blessing. It would be a blessing. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Miss Hazel Clark says, she says, I am doing well with the Master Cleanse, much better experience this time around than a few years ago. The morning began with prayers and meditation. Thank you. I'm so excited about this. Not hungry. Had 3 bowel movements. Okay. My stomach is not bloated. Energy level is good. All right, Miss Clark. And she stinged her face. You better look. You better get it. Queen, you better get it. I love it. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, we got time. Wait a minute. Yeah, we got time. All right. So I'm going to start with a couple of questions to ask you. Let me see which one I want to start with first. This is a question I want to ask. What has been the most in-your-face reality about this experience thus far for you? Something that you just didn't expect and you were like, oh, look at that. If that has happened. But I know the bra experience for Nicole, I know you weren't expecting that. So you kind of already said yours, yeah. And then for Miss Kim, if I may, your awareness of how emotions affect your visceral cells, I think that was your like, wait a minute, your aha moment. Ms. Hazel, I don't know if you want to share anything that has been an aha moment for you that just popped up that you were not expecting, that just came out of left field. And it doesn't have to be good or bad. It just happens. You know, for me, I am doing the Master Cleanse with you, but I do the Master Cleanse like once a day. I drink it. So I've already done like, I think 4 today. So I'm stopping. So I don't need to purge like that right now. I don't. So I just came off of a 3-day cleanse. So, but I still wanted the energetic frequency with you. And I got some lemons. I got 2 bags of lemons from my client today off his tree. Oh my God. I was like, sir, you get a free colonic. You carry me 2 bags of lemons. That's like gold. But one thing that came up for me today, and I've been drinking the Master Cleanse all week technically, but today was the only day I did 4 glasses. Every other day, every day since Sunday, I've just been doing a glass, just one. But today I've done 4. And this is what popped up for me. And I've been journaling a lot about staying in alignment, sticking with my purpose. Because when there is a lot of transformation happening collective in the community, doubt and fear tends to cloud everything. And then you start questioning yourself. That happened to me last week. I just was questioning myself all day, which was weird for me. I'm like, why am I doubting what I'm doing? Like, why am I doing that? So I started journaling. And I just want to get clear, like, Spirit, just tell me signs that I'm on the right path. And today, boy, did Spirit deliver. I had a new client today. And here's the thing. I just realized this. She had Spirit number. She's 88 years old. I just realized that. That's a Spirit number. And so her name, let's just say, is Gigi, right? That's her name. When I opened the door to my office, I said, hello, Mary. And she said, oh, hi. And she came in. I kept calling her Mary. Mary is not her name. Her deceased mother's name is Mary. So when she goes into the restroom, I had to fill out her intake form because she's 88 years old. She couldn't do it. So I'm filling out her paperwork, right? She goes into the restroom and I come back. And I was like, why did I write Mary on her paperwork? So I went to my phone to see what the name is on the appointment. And it said Gigi. So now I'm confused. I'm like, who the heck was I just speaking to? I go into the treatment room and I say, Gigi. She turned around. She's like, yes. I said, do you know that I've been calling you by Mary this whole entire time? For the last 20 minutes, I've been addressing you as Mary. She literally leaned back real slow and did just like this. She said, you did? I said, yes. She said, did I respond? I said, effortlessly. She said, Mary is my mother. Girl, bye. Once we realized that, Miss Gigi started channeling her mother, and her mother told me, you good. Don't worry about nothing. Keep doing what you're doing. I am standing there with my mouth wide open. So I am here to share with you. Energy, frequency, and vibration is real. Cleansing and mastering yourself is real. Now, what if I would have went in saying, oh no, that wasn't that, and just doubting and just like dismissing it? I would have completely missed the message. I would have never got the message because I would have been doubting myself and, oh, that couldn't have been it, or I'm not good enough to channel. You see where I'm going with it? You see how you doubt yourself? Child, please don't ever walk into it and be like, oh, I heard that. I heard that very clear. I saw that very clearly. And Spirit is speaking in my ear, telling me exactly why I saw it. That's what a cleanse does. So if this is freaking you out, you might want to slow all the way down with any cleanses. Because mastering yourself should not freak you out. Connecting with Source, Spirit, God, Buddha, Allah, your ancestors, archangels, Gabriel and his whole team, the 12 disciples, Lady of Guadalupe, whoever you subscribe to, whoever, the waterfall, Mother Gaia, Mama Wata, all of them, Shango, all of them, Cleopatra, call her too. They are all present and there and waiting for you to just acknowledge them as you cleanse, because they're there to help you. They're there to answer your questions as you cleanse, because shit will come up and you're going to be like, what is happening? The reason why you don't know is because, unfortunately, this is something that I had to swallow. You're not that smart to know why it's working the way it's working. Just know that. You ain't gonna never have the knowledge to that level to understand why God and Spirit is laid out the way it is. Just know that you're a daughter of the team and you're good. And you got provision and permission. Just know that. Just know you can write as many checks as you want and they're gonna be cashed. Don't worry about where the money coming from. Don't worry about that. Just know you can write that check and get whatever you want. Okay, so I want to talk to you really quick about going into food again post cleanse. Really quick. I'm going to give you a sample for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. And then you can add and subtract and make it customizable to you. So if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper really quick, and or do know that this is recorded and you can always come back to it. So when you're going back into food after you do your master cleanse for 24 hours or onward and up, the goal is to reintroduce in your new awareness. Let's talk about that for a second, right? That you wasn't expecting that. Your re-entry into consuming food is for you to move into it in your new level of awareness. So when you start selecting foods, you're going to start selecting food based off of energy, frequency, and vibration, and not from habit or not from taste, because your palate has changed from your cleanse. So now you're moving from nourishment, because you've been nourishing yourself for 24 plus hours. So you want to continue nourishing yourself. I guarantee you're not going to grab cheese, bread, or a burger. You're not going to do it. If you do, as you're eating it, you're going to go, oh my God. I don't recommend you do it. So when you're selecting foods, I guarantee you're going to select foods that are grounding, hydrating, easy to digest. So for the morning, this is what you want to do. You want to drink some warm lemon water with a little bit of sea salt and cayenne extract. Just a little pinch of sea salt. And that's just going to settle your stomach and prepare your stomach to take in solid foods again. Okay? So warm lemon water with a pinch of pink salt and cayenne. Or if you can't stomach both, you can do either cayenne or a pinch of salt. I like to do both in my lemon water. You're going to follow this up with a green drink, a fresh green drink, or coconut water. If you don't have a green drink, you can do coconut water. Okay. And you can have as much as that as you like. And just a FYI, Vallarta grocery store, if there's a Vallarta grocery store in your neighborhood, they have a phenomenal juicery inside. Phenomenal. And they do have a green drink that I get like 2 times a month. And then the other 2 weeks, I get the vitamin C. It's big. I get that like once a week. It's really, really big. It's lovely too. And when I get here, I put more cayenne in it. Put a little ginger powder in it, and I shake it up, then I drink it. You can also have as much herbal tea as you would like for breakfast. Dandelion tea, ginger tea, peppermint tea, chamomile tea. If you need any green tea, do green tea. What is the coffee alternative? It's a tea. Why is it escaping me? I gave one to my client yesterday.
Is it the mushroom, the lion's mane? Anything like that?
No. It's nothing that's new out right now. It's an old school product that's been out since before I was even born. Yerba mate. Bam. Yerba mate. Yerba mate is a coffee alternative. It's a tea. It's not, and keyword, it's an alternative. It's not coffee. But it's in the family of tasting faintly similar to coffee. So if you're a woman or a man that just needs that coffee, I would recommend drinking coffee the day after your cleanse, maybe 3 days after your cleanse, yes. And I would do like a watered down version. I wouldn't do the strong version that you normally do. And then in between that, drink yerba mate. Okay. So midday, you want to have some vegetable broth. And in that vegetable broth, you want to do some soft cooked veggies like zucchini, carrots, squash, things like that. Or you can go get like, normally for me, post-cleanse, I like to go get Thai coconut soup. From the Thai restaurant, I get a big one. I love it. Or I'll get their, what is the name of it? It's pretty much a vegetable soup. It's not Tom Yum Goy. I think that's the coconut. But they have a vegetable clear soup that I get too sometimes. It's really good. And I put extra cayenne in that. I'll eat that for lunch after my cleanse. It's so good. Oh my God. You're going to be like hugging that bowl. Like food. Oh my God. I love you. It's phenomenal. And then if you want, you can have some miso soup like on the side. If you want to do a little bit of miso. Or you can drink some miso like throughout the day if you just want like a little pick-me-up. And then for the evening, do some more steamed veggies. If I were you at this point, I would sprinkle either some dry seaweed on top of that or some why am I drawing a blank with all of my little tips and tricks? Seaweed is good enough. If you have dry seaweed sheet, just crumble them up on top. Oh my goodness. It's going to give you such a lovely crunch. And you can do some avocado. That's easy to digest. Avocado. It's good. And let's see. Oh, and water. I keep forgetting to mention this. Spring water. Plenty of spring water. Have that all throughout the day. And then if you want, you can introduce some gentle solids. I'm going to give you the gentle solids that you can introduce. And this is only the day after, okay? 72 hours after, you can go ahead and eat. But if you want to add just like a little bit more gentle solid foods on the day after, you can do some brown rice. But make sure you cook the rice all the way down and it's not really like hard, but more soft. And when you touch it, it breaks up. I like to put coconut oil on my rice. You want to use, what do they call it on that bottle? Unrefined coconut. Refined coconut oil is not for you to consume. I don't know why they even have refined coconut oil. You shouldn't cook it or put it on your body or anything, actually. It's refined. You want unrefined. That coconut oil you can put all in your food. You can put it in your tea. You can put it in your hair. You can oil pool with that. You can also add some fruit. You can do a little bit of papaya, a little bit of mango. You can either get applesauce or make your applesauce. Making applesauce is really easy and gentle. I used to do it all the time for my nieces. It's actually really good when you hand make it yourself. If you have one of those, a NutriBullet or a Vitamix, real easy to make. And you can put a little bit of cinnamon in it. Oh my God. Now you're talking about dessert. And you can totally have that because cinnamon is really good for your blood. Cinnamon is really good for boosting your potassium as well too. So you can get an apple, stew it down first, make it soft, then put it in the NutriBullet. Put some a little bit of coconut milk, a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of cinnamon, blend it. That can be your dessert. You are going to thank me. You're going to be licking that Vitamix. You're going to be trying to stick your fingers in it to get it out. And you can also do some steamed greens. I prefer dandelion greens over everything else, but you know, you can go with chard. You can go with kale, spinach, or a mix of all three. You definitely want to avoid the following. This is what you don't want to eat the day after. Heavy fats on anything. And that's animal fat. Animal protein, dairy, processed sugar, alcohol, caffeine. You know the regular stuff. And you do not want to eat raw foods. No raw salad the day after. No. But you can have avocado. I would not eat tomato. Tomato is a little rough to eat right after a cleanse, but maybe on the third day after your cleanse, you can start having tomato again. Okay. Any questions on your re-entry? And then you can play around with this as much as you need to. And then you all have my number. You can reach out to me and be like, Mo, I'm in the store. What am I getting? or I'm at my refrigerator, I will show it to you. You point out what you want me to get out of our refrigerator. Okay. Awesome. So I am going to close down with some additional support tools for you. Okay, you definitely want to write this down. I heavily, heavily, heavily recommend tongue scraping and dry brushing. Heavily. If you don't know about any of those, you can look on my YouTube page, my channel. I believe I have some videos that go into that. You can just type in tongue scraping or dry brushing and it'll pop up. And I'm a huge fan of steam on any level. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a facial steamer, the one that you sit on the table, or if you have the one that rolls, like the one I have in my office, or if you're old school, like me too, sometimes I just get a pot and put it on the stove, put spring water in it, heat that water up and put a towel over it. I'll just steam my face that way. And I'll give you another way that you can steam your whole body. I haven't purchased it yet, but I've read all the reviews. You know how I do with all of my like research and everything. There is a portable steamer that you can get from Amazon. It's literally called a portable steamer. And you stick the little tube into your shower door and it steams your whole shower. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So go for it. So there's so many different levels of steam that you can do. The second, of course, and always, affirmations. Affirm yourself. Love yourself. Affirm yourself. Don't ever for a second doubt, sway, or go, what was, we ain't doing that no more. You're walking into a new level of alignment. Self-reflect. I believe in the email I've sent some of you, I put in a self-mastery journal attached to the email. Go through that. It is amazing. It's going to prompt you to do a whole lot more self-reflection. This is important because you're changing your contract with yourself. You're changing your belief systems about yourself. So journaling it and actually speaking out loud while you're doing that will help you get very clear on what you're feeling. Okay? And then last but not least, always, if you are local, come and get on my table and get a colonic. If you are unable to get a colonic, I highly recommend enemas during this time. And if you're not sure on how to do the enemas, I have a online course, self-paced, on my website, moyabodycare.com. And it's titled Empowered Cleansing. That is the whole enema class in and of itself. Like I go in, I'm telling you a whole lot of stuff on that class. And then if you need more direction, I also have a couple of YouTube videos where I go into detail about enemas, the benefits, how to do it, where to get your tools from, etc., etc. So you have all the tools that you need to be great and amazing. Yes? Yay! How you feel? I know that's right, Miss Hazel. I know that's right, Miss Hazel. Comfortably and happy. We got to talk. I'm going to call you, Miss Hazel. It may not be tonight, but I'm going to call you. And then Miss Brenda, girlfriend. Hey, Brenda. What's up? So any questions, comments, or concerns? You feel good about what you're walking into and how it's manifesting and how it's rolling over and showing up? Yeah. It looks good on you. This inner personal self-mastery journey, it really looks good on both of you. Or actually, not both, but everybody. Let me go there. When you start feeling doubtful, look in the mirror. Look how beautiful your eyes are shining. Look at the texture of your skin. Look at how you're breathing. Like, check in with your body and say, you know what? I'm actually a whole lot more calmer in my nervous system right now. I'm not reactive. Those things, to pay attention to those things, you have to slow down. You have to be intentional about listening to yourself first and knowing that you rightfully can listen to yourself first. It starts to become a lovely dance that you don't want anybody to interrupt. Like, you get lost in this. It is so much fun. So much fun. You be like, go out. I'm getting ready to take a 3-hour bath. I got all my, no. I got my infrared light over my bathtub. You know what I'm saying? Like, post it up. Or you go out. Oh, no. I had somebody tell me, oh, can you meet me at the, it's like a sauna gym or something. I'm like, why would I do that when I have my own sauna? Why would I pay somebody to sit in their sauna when I can sit in my own for free? Girl, bye. I said, if you want to come over here, you can sit in mine. But I'm not meeting you to go do that. No, ma'am. So as you start to expand your experience with cleansing, you're going to start purchasing equipment. That's how you know you have started to level up. You're going to start buying infrared lights. You're going to start buying trampolines, weighted hula hoops, steamers, full body steamers, chair massagers from Costco. Anything that massages the body from Costco. Costco, my card needs to just, it needs to sit down. That Costco card is hot. It's a miracle that thing still works. All the swiping I've been doing, I'm like, oh, that's my bill? Okay. But I got equipment that needs to be delivered for my wellness. Infrared saunas, you can buy those. My infrared sauna came from Costco and it plugs into a regular socket. All you need to do is just put it on its own breaker. That's it. And you have an infrared sauna in your house, player. And then they have all different levels of saunas. And then if you really want to start talking about energy, frequency, and vibration, then we can start talking about PEMF mats. You guys know I have one upstairs. That's a whole nother level of healing. Because that mat has crystals in it, sometimes up to 10 different types of crystals, infrared light and frequency. 10 minutes on a PEMF mat is equivalent to 6 to 8 hours of rest. I'm going to say it again. Everybody's eyebrows went up. Yes. 10 minutes on a PEMF mat gives you 6 to 8 hours of rest. If you don't think that is true, come to my office, pay me a little something, and you can sit on my PEMF mat and see for yourself. I guarantee you within 2 minutes, you're going to be knocked out. Especially the way I got it set up. Oh, you going down quick. And I will collect my money afterwards. The PEMF mat, there's so many different types. You can get one to fit a queen size bed, a king size bed, or you can get one to fit a twin size bed. They have pillows. They have small squares just for you to sit on, like, Yogi Bear style. They have so many different types that it just fits all levels and lifestyles and all pocketbooks. It's amazing. You're going to start getting tools to, take care of your oral care. Everything that they have at the dentist, you can get yourself and have it at home. Just FYI. Hint, hint. Because I have it. Every time I go, they'd be like, why are you here? We know what you do. I'm like, you don't know I take care of my own teeth. They're like, Mo, shut up. So you can go to that level of depth and care if you want to. You totally can do it. So with that being said, go off and be great and amazing. You all are rocking it out. You are definitely in it. You are aware. And you are responding accordingly. And that's lovely to do when you're dancing with yourself. It's really nice. To be gentle with yourself, to just be soft, like that's good. That's real good. So enjoy it. And just an update, I am not sure where my mind was with taking you all the way to Sunday. We are not doing that. The cleanse stop, or the Zooms and the live stop Friday. I don't know why I put Sunday. I have no idea where I was going with that. So we technically end tomorrow. So tomorrow will be our last meeting until the next dance. All right. Any questions at all? No. You all go off and be great and amazing. All right. Until then, be blessed.
Thank you.
You all have a lovely one.